Welcome to this video. In this video, we will learn about requests in Ktor. So what is a request? Whenever we call an endpoint, we are requesting something to the endpoint, and that API endpoint gets the request, processes it, and sends us a response. We will learn about response as well, but in the next video. So in this video, we will make different kinds of request. Especially we will make get and post request, and we will send a bunch of information in different ways and learn how we can fetch that information or read that information in our Ktor server. One application that you need already installed in your machine is called Postman. So it is an API client which helps us make API calls with different API methods such as get, post, put, delete, and let us attach headers and body to the request as well when required. So let's get started. We will open our project and we will simply open the routing.kt file, which is an already set up route if you create the project using the IntelliJ plugin. And we will basically play around with this route that is already created, and then create a bunch of other routes as well within the same file. So as we saw previously, or we are seeing here as well, that we get this call object. So if you look into this call object, you see these two properties that it has. One is called a request and one is called a response. So request is the property that we will be using in this video tutorial and reading a bunch of information from this object. So what you can do is, if you select the request object and look at it, you can see that it has a bunch of more properties. One is called headers, query parameters, cookies, and local. So what this is whenever we are making a request, we can send query parameters in the request. We can set custom headers in the request. If we are doing some authentication stuff, then we add something into the cookies as well. Or even without the authentication, we can send stuff through cookies to our server. So what we will do is we will just try to print all of this stuff in our console here. So what we'll do is we'll just do a print line. First do a URI and call dot request dot URI. So what URI is basically this path. So if we have anything after this path, it will print that, but in this case it will just print a backslash here. Next, what we will do is we'll try to read all the headers. And let's first try making a request and see what these two things print. So we are starting the server. Let's see what the error is. Okay, so while creating this tutorial, I added serialization that I will be teaching you. So let's restart the server. So the server has started. We will switch to Postman and make a request here. So let's minimize this one, decrease the size. We'll keep it here and make a request. So we are making the get request to this endpoint, and you can see in the URL it's printing the slash, which is this part, and in the headers it's just printing the object type. So one thing that we can do is we can get the list of all the headers with this names method. So let's restart the server and open Postman and make a request again. So see, it is sending some headers like user agent, accept, host, accept, coding, and connection. And you might be thinking that when we are sending the headers, so if you go to the headers tab, I have these some of these headers already preset, the 5 ones which are being shown here. So you can see that it's showing all the headers. And if you want to get the value of the header, what you can do is you can basically, let's print it in the next line. We can do user agent and then just pass it here. And we can also print the accept here. And now restart the server, open Postman and make a request. So now you can see that in the user header it's showing Postman runtime 7.26.8, and in the accept it's showing */*. So that's how we can read different headers. Next thing that we can read from the same request object is basically query parameters. So I'll just do query params, and we can simply again print all the query parameters the same way as we printed all the headers. And now we will restart the server and go into Postman and click send. You will see that the query parameter list is empty. So what query parameters are basically, you might have seen when you are visiting websites, sometimes it has a question mark and then it has some like key, which will be in this case name and a value. So we will say John, and when we click send now, you will see that the query parameter is name, and we can have more than one query parameters as well. We can do and then say email equals to john@gmail.com. When we click send, you will see it has name and email. And as we were reading the values from the headers, similarly we can read the values from query parameters as well. So we will print name and email, and here we will just read the value of name and email. Now we will run the server again, open Postman and make the call. So now you can see that it is showing name John, email john@gmail.com. Let's do print ln. And rerun the server. So it's more readable now. So we can do a bunch of stuff with the request. So in this video we focused on the request parameter. In the next video we will still be learning about requests, but we will tell you how to read the URL parameters, and I'll explain you what URL parameters are in the next video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.